What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity Ant C, and today we are covering the last show before WWF WrestleMania 2000 in our Attitude Year Season 3 series. Today we're covering WWF SmackDown from March 30th, 2000, live in San Antonio, Texas. And to kick off SmackDown, we have Kane and Rikishi defeating the WWF Tag Team Champions, the Dudley Boys, after Rikishi lands a bonsai drop to Devon, and Rikishi and Kane will team up against DX this Sunday at WrestleMania. Good to see Kane and Rikishi team up to see their style before their match. The DX Express arrives, and Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley and WWF Champion Triple H come out. Triple H says, in 3 days, it will be the greatest pay-per-view, WrestleMania. I am the game because I eat, sleep, and breathe this business. There's no one that can prove to me that I am not the very best. I have no equal in this ring. I will leave WrestleMania WWF champion because I am that damn good. And then Vince McMahon comes out. He says, you seem unusually confident. I think you found a way to weasel out of the match as champion on a disqualification or get yourself counted out. But think again, it will be a no disqualification, no count out match. Triple H says, if you think that rattles me, you're wrong. I retired Mick Foley. No DQ means nothing to me. And then Mick Foley comes out. Foley says, Triple H did put Mick Foley out of this business. Unfortunately for you, for one night only, Mick Foley is back. And wouldn't hurt it if I brought along this. And then Mick Foley has the barbed wire 2x4. Foley says, after WrestleMania, you got to go back to work. I don't. At WrestleMania, I'm going to let it all hang out. It's been an honor being in your houses every Monday and Thursday. I promise this will be one hell of a match. At WrestleMania, Mrs. Foley's baby boy is going home with gold. So a nice speech from Mick Foley, knowing that it's his last night on SmackDown because he will have his final match at WrestleMania, thanking the fans and making a promise that it will be a very special match. We have Hardcore Champion Crash Holly defending against Tazz. During this match, Viscera and the Headbangers all attack Crash Holly. They fight to the backstage area. And then we cut to GTV showing the Cat going to Val Venis' hotel room, trying to win him over when the Cat takes on Terri at WrestleMania. Val will be the special guest referee. Next up, DX Tori takes on Edge and Christian. The Hardy Boys come out on commentary for this match. The Hardys attack Edge and Christian, and then X-Pac hits Christian with an X Factor, and DX get the win with some help from the Hardy Boys, all leading to that triangle ladder match at WrestleMania. Next up, The Rock takes on the Euro-Continental champion Kurt Angle. Big Show and Shane McMahon come out, followed by Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley and WWF Champion Triple H, all to get high on what's happening. Big Show chokeslams The Rock, but Rock is still able to land a rock bottom to Angle, and The Rock gets the win. After the match, complete chaos happens. Big Show, Triple H, they all attack The Rock. Vince hits Triple H with a steel chair. Then Shane grabs the WWF title, hits Vince with it, and hits Triple H with the title. Shane and the Big Show leave this moment standing tall. Next up, Chris Jericho with China takes on Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit before the match. And he says he can't wait to physically touch China at WrestleMania 2000. He sees the way she looks at him, and he calls her Mamacita. Match starts. Jericho applies the walls of Jericho on Eddie, but then Chris Benoit attacks Jericho. And then China chases Eddie Guerrero to the back, and Chris Benoit lands a German suplex to Jericho. However, Euro-Continental champion Kurt Angle runs out and lands an Olympic slam on both Benoit and Jericho. They will face off in a triple threat match at WrestleMania 2000. Angle has the advantage. Stephanie McMahon comes out with Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley, comes out with a letter. It's supposedly a fan letter that someone wrote to her, and basically they're praising her, saying she's great, she's married to the hottest guy on the planet.
It was me. I wrote it.
Oh, Ant just came out and said that he wrote the letter to Stephanie. No wonder why she's a big fan of yours. Vince says, Vince comes out. He says, just listening to you gives me a headache. I don't know if you wrote that letter to yourself last night, but all I can say, and then Linda McMahon comes out. Linda says, this constant bickering has to stop. Our family is the way it is because of you, Vince. Fix it. Vince says, well, I'll do something. I guarantee you at WrestleMania, I'll fix things, but I'll also fix things here tonight. You will have your first match, Stephanie, since you like to slap people, against WWF Women's Champion Jackie. So Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley will have her first match here on SmackDown. GTV then shows Terri Runnels in Val Venis' locker room, both Terri and the Cat trying to get the advantage at WrestleMania. Crash Holly gets attacked backstage. They end up going into the APA's office and fighting in there. And then Crash runs down to the ring. He says, this whole 24/7 thing is nuts. I'm calling it off. At WrestleMania, we're going to have a 15-minute hardcore battle royal. And we'll find out who the hardcore champion is with that. Hardcore Holly attacks his cousin Crash, and that ends that segment. Next up, we have light heavyweight champion Dean Malenko with Perry Saturn defeating Scotty to Hotty Grandmaster Sexay. After Scotty rolls up Dean, Eddie Guerrero runs out, moves Dean Malenko into position to get the pinfall victory, and Dean retains the title here. GTV then pops up again. We see Mae Young flirting with Val Venis, but Val kicks her out of the room, basically saying if the Cat wants any advantage, Mae better not be here. Next up, we have TNA with Trish Stratus against the Hardy Boyz. Tess and Albert have control for the majority of the match until Matt lands a twist of fate to Tess and gets a 3 count after TNA attack the Hardys, and then Edge and Christian attack. Edge grabs a ladder and both he and Christian climb it, but then the tag team champions, the Dudley Boys, come out. They push Edge and Christian off the ladders, and then they nail the Hardy Boys with the ladder, and the Dudley Boys have the advantage heading into WrestleMania. We then see Steve Blackman and Al Snow attack TNA in the back with kendo sticks. They'll take on TNA at WrestleMania. And finally, we've made it to our main event, SmackDown. WWF Women's Champion Jacqueline defending against Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley with Triple H. DX and Tori come out. Stephanie gets chased around the ring by Jacqueline. X-Pac trips Jacqueline, and then Tori lands a DDT. Stephanie pins Jacqueline, and we have a new WWF Women's Champion in Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley. Afterward, the rosters comes out. They all brawl, followed by The Big Show, The Rock, and Mick Foley. Triple H and Stephanie then come out. They raise their titles in the air, and that ends SmackDown, and we have now made it to WrestleMania 2000. Our next episode will cover the show, and we'll give you the most important moments in TV and music for March of 2000. So until next time, stay safe and stay unseen.